Hey Tutor, are you there?
Hello, I am here to help you learn. How may I assist you today?
Awesome, it's Nate. I just need some help with Adobe Illustrator. I don't really get it.
I can certainly help you with Adobe Illustrator. What specific questions do you have, or what would you like to learn about it?
Well, first I need to place my logo on this artboard. How do I do it?
To place your logo on the artboard in Adobe Illustrator, you can go to File in the top menu, then select Place. From there, you'll navigate to your logo file, select it, and then click Place. Once your cursor changes to a loaded icon, you can click on the artboard to place your logo. Would you like me to walk you through that step by step, or do you want to try it out?
When I place the logo, do I want it to be a link or a template?
When placing your logo, it's generally recommended to choose Link if you want the file size to remain smaller, and update automatically if the original logo file changes. If you select Template, it embeds the image, making the Illustrator file larger and independent of the original, but it won't update if the original changes. For a logo, Link is usually the better option. Do you have a preference or specific reason you might choose one over the other?
No, I'll place it, that's fine.
Okay, great. Let me know if you encounter any issues or have more questions once you've placed it.
Okay, so I've just placed the logo, but it's absolutely giant. How do I minimize its size?
Now that your logo is placed and selected, you should see a bounding box around it. To resize it proportionally, hold down the Shift key, then click and drag one of the corner handles of the bounding box inwards. This will make your logo smaller without distorting its appearance. Alternatively, you can use the transform panel on the right side of your screen. You can input specific width and height values there. Just make sure the chain icon next to the W and H fields is linked to maintain proportions. Which
Okay,
method would you prefer?
now this is looking good. This is looking
Excellent.
good.
It looked great to hear. What would you like to do next with your logo or artboard?
I'd like to put a fade on it from left to right so it goes from red to green. How do I do that?
To create a fade, also known as a gradient, from red to green on your logo, you'll first need to convert your linked image into a shape that Illustrator can apply gradients to. Since your logo is currently a linked file, you would typically need to embed it first. Once embedded, you can then use Image Trace to convert it into vector paths. After it's a vector, you can select parts of the logo and apply a gradient using the gradient tool from the toolbar and the gradient panel. Would you like to try embedding and tracing your image first?
Yeah, so how do I do that?
Alright, let's embed your logo first. Since your logo is selected, you should see a linked file panel on the right side of your screen. In that panel, look for a button that says Embed. Click on that button. This will embed the image into your Illustrator file. Once you've done that, let me know and we can move on to the next step, which is image trace.
I've done that, yep. What now?
Great. Now that it's embedded, we can trace it. With your logo still selected, you'll see an image trace button in the properties panel on the right. Click on that. After you click image trace, you might see a small menu appear with different tracing options. For a simple black and white logo like this, black and white logo or silhouettes are often good starting points. Try selecting one of those presets. After the trace, you'll need to click Expand to convert the trace into editable vector paths. Do you see the image trace button? And are you ready to proceed?
Yeah, I did that, so I've expanded it. What do I do now?
Excellent. Now that your logo is expanded into vector paths, it's likely grouped together. To apply a gradient to individual parts, we'll need to ungroup it. With the logo still selected, you can either go to Object in the top menu, then select Ungroup, or you might see an Ungroup button in the Properties panel on the right under Quick Actions. Click Ungroup. You might need to do this a couple of times until all elements are individually selectable. Once it's ungrouped, we can then apply the red to green gradient. Are you ready for that step?
Yeah, I think so. How do we do that?
Okay, now for the gradient. First, make sure your logo is still selected. Then, on the left-hand toolbar, find the gradient tool. It looks like a square fading from white to black. Alternatively, you can open the gradient panel by going to Window Gradient. Once you have the gradient panel open, you can apply a default gradient. Then, you'll see gradient sliders in the panel. Double-click on the left color stop, usually white, and change it to red. Then, double-click on the right color stop, usually black, and change it to green. You can also adjust the angle of the gradient to make it go from left to right. Do you see the gradient tool in panel, and are you ready to pick your colors?
Do I need to select all the individual parts, or can I just go ahead and do what you said?
That's an excellent question. If you want the gradient to apply across the entire logo as one continuous fade from left to right, then yes, you should select all the individual parts of your logo. You can do this by drawing a marquee selection box around the entire logo with the selection tool, the black arrow on the toolbar, or by clicking one part and then holding Shift while clicking other parts. Once all parts are selected, the gradient will apply across them as a unified effect. If you don't select all parts, the gradient will apply individually to each selected element. So to achieve that red to green fade across the whole logo, selecting all parts is the way to go. Does that make sense?
So I need, just to confirm, I need to select them all individually.
Yes, that's correct. You'll need to select all the individual parts of the logo to apply the gradient across the entire design smoothly. You can use the selection tool to drag a box around all of it, which should select all the individual components simultaneously.
Okay, so I've done that. Now how did I apply the gradient, sorry?
No problem at all. With all parts of your logo selected, go to the Gradient panel. Window greater than Gradient if it's not open. In the Gradient panel, click on the Gradient bar to apply a default white to black gradient. Then, double-click on the left color stop below the Gradient bar to open the color picker, and choose red. Do the same for the right color stop and choose green. You can also use the Gradient tool directly on your artboard. Click and drag across your logo from left to right to define the direction and spread of your red to green fade. How does that sound?
Oh, this is cool.
Wonderful. It looks like you've successfully applied the gradient. How does it look to you? And are there any adjustments you'd like to make to it?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with the color scheme, but apart from that, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll go red to blue. That looks a bit nicer, I think.
I agree, the red to blue gradient does look quite nice. Changing the colors is simple. Just like before, with the logo still selected and the gradient panel open, you can double-click on the green color stop and choose blue instead. Is there anything else you'd like to adjust or try with your gradient or logo?
Now I want to save this as a transparent background so I can use it on different artworks later. How do I do that?
To save your logo with a transparent background for use in other artworks, you'll want to export it as a PNG file. Here's how you can do it. 1. Go to File in the top menu. 2. Select Export, then export as 3. In the Export dialog box, choose PNG from the Save As Type or Format drop-down menu. 4. Make sure Use Artboards is checked. This will export only what's on your artboard. 5. Click Save. 6. In the next dialog box, ensure the background color is set to transparent. 7. Click OK. This will save your logo as a PNG with a transparent background, perfect for layering on different designs.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Your logo should now be saved as a PNG with a transparent background, ready for your other projects. Is there anything else I can help you with in Adobe Illustrator today?
That's all, Ollie. Thank you. You've been amazing.